This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Spoiler number 1 is Dr. Lee frowns.
It stinks.
What is going on? What is going on?
Episode 53. Submission 209. Where's Rodney? That'll make sense in a few seconds. Where's Rodney aired on NBC as a one-off June 11th, 1990.
Where's Rodney?
What a childhood I had. My mother breastfed me through a straw.
Where's Rodney?
When my old man took me to the zoo, they thanked her for returning me.
Where's Rodney?
Now, last week I looked up my family tree. 2 dogs were using it. That's the story of my life. No respect.
When I'm feeling down and I can't get around my frustrations, yeah, I try to find the guy who's always been my inspiration. If I could pin him down, where's Rodney?
I'm ugly. You kidding? Halloween, I open the front door. Kids give me candy.
Where's Rodney?
And I was an ugly kid, too, in the merry-go-round. They made me ride under the horse.
Where's Rodney?
My wife is dumb. Are you kidding? You want to know how dumb she is? It takes her an hour and a half to watch 60 Minutes.
Where's Rodney?
We gotta talk about the theme song.
Yes, I will tell you right now, that theme song is a bop.
It's a bop, but also, do you know what it reminds me of? And this is gonna blow Greg's mind. And when you think about it, you're gonna be like, you know what? You're sort of right. That's Where's Rodney. You know what it sounded like to me?
What does it sound like?
Greg, sit down, Greg.
What is it?
Who's Johnny?
Oh, yes!
Oh my God!
Yes!
Yes, I knew
Yes!
you'd agree. Yes, I knew you'd agree.
As someone who loves Short Circuit, yes.
I knew you'd agree with that.
But I gotta say this. Who's Johnny? It's no, Here's Johnny by Weird Al.
No, that happens later that night. That happens after the 9 o'clock movie.
1990. That was a heck of a time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like every network was coming out with a lower middle class family sitcom about a teenager with a hook.
Yup.
Oh, and what a hook this one had.
Yeah.
14-year-old Rodney Barnes, just trying to make it through high school. There's just one thing about him. His hero was Rodney Dangerfield.
Whoa. That's amazing. So we have a kid named Rodney, and his hero is a guy who's also named Rodney.
I know, right?
And also, if you look at this kid, he dresses like Rodney. He has the loosened tie, and then in one scene, he's wearing a back-to-school t-shirt. And his bedroom is decorated with Rodney Dangerfield movie posters and 8x10s of Rodney.
Yeah.
I mean, that's heroism you can't buy.
No.
I'm like, how do you even... my mind is... this has got me shook all of a sudden.
Well, you see, I don't have Michael Jordan stuff in my bedroom at that time. And I'm sure Greg didn't have... Well, he might have had Greg the Hammer Valentine stuff at that time, for all we know.
I had Craig Jeffries.
Oh, no! Jeez.
Oh, boy.
Let's stick with the original answer. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Like, not even Greg Jeffries has Greg Jeffries stuff, dude.
No, that is true.
And Chico, I'm sure he didn't have Dino the dinosaur stuff in his room.
Shame. I thought you were going to go for the obvious, Dean Martin.
Oh, okay. I was actually also thinking Chico Marx.
Or Chico Marx or Chico DeBarge. Actually, Chico DeBarge would be a little bit too young. Anyway.
Or Chico Escuela.
Oh, wait a minute. I just thought about another person that would probably have posters up. Gregory Hines.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I totally see that. I would totally see
Yes, especially after he was inquisitive about about Kermit and the Huggies in the Muppets
that. Take Manhattan.
Yep.
By the way, Gregory Hines, subject of future entry, The Gregory Hines Show.
Yes.
So what about this 14-year-old kid?
Well, this pilot begins as most pilots do when you're dealing with a 14-year-old, with his pants. Or his feelings. Sorry. Pants feelings. With his
One and the
feelings
same.
about with his feelings about with his feelings about a girl in his class. He really wants to ask her out, and of course, because this is middle school in 1990, she's a cheerleader. It begins with a kid and a girl, and him wondering, how am I supposed to talk to this girl? What would Rodney Dangerfield say? And then...
But before that,
Yeah,
they're in the classroom,
Yes.
and we got to talk about Thea Vidal.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, star of future installment Thea, but also, what's going on with her hair?
Oh yeah.
Oh, she paid premium for that. She paid premium for that hair.
Oh my gosh, that was true early 90s hair going on there.
What could I say? Tina Turner was still a thing on your radio.
In 1990, but of course, Thea Vidal will also turn up in future installment. Thea Vidal as Shelton Benjamin's mama on WWE television.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so Thea Vidal's the teacher, and also in the classroom, by the way, Rodney Barnes, played by Jared Rushton, star of... What was Jared Rushton the star of?
You tell me. I don't know. Damned if I know.
I'm sorry, that was a great reaction.
I mean, the
Hell
name
if I know.
sounds familiar, but
I know it does.
He was in Big.
He was... What was he? He was the kid in Big?
He would hold up a sec. Hold up, I got something even more. Oh, I just realized because he was in Honey I Shrunk the Kids as Ron Thompson, and there's also someone on this show who was also in Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
I'm listening.
Okay, I'll wait till we get to it later, because I
But-
also have something mind blowing about to mention.
But yeah, he was in a whole lot of nothing after 1990. But I think his biggest role to date was a 3-episode stint on Roseanne as Chip Lang. I don't know who he is either.
But enough about him.
Yeah.
Dear Rodney, gosh, he's having girl problems just like every teenager. And what does he do? He summons Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, what would Rodney do in this situation? And just sort of magically, whatever Rodney's doing, life stops around him.
What?
So, well, yeah, we see him having dinner with this very, how would you phrase it? Airheaded floozy?
Yeah, that's good. That's good right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so you see Rodney getting a steak dinner, or eating at a steak restaurant with this airheaded floozy, and suddenly he gets like this weird sensation, and you see him starting to disappear off the screen, and he appears in the school. You know, oddly enough, there's nobody in the hallway of the school, so it isn't like Rodney's like an apparition, or like Rodney the kid's conscience. He's there actually talking to the kid in an empty hallway, and he's giving the kid advice. And then as soon as he's done giving the kid advice, Rodney Dangerfield is gone.
So we presume he just went back to the restaurant.
We never see what happened to him. We're going to assume he went back to the restaurant, but also at the same time, why isn't the airheaded floozy saying, "Where did you go? Did you go to the bathroom or something?" Yeah, we have no closure in that regard, and we don't even know about the steak, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, how was the steak?
Oh, well, he made jokes about it. He wanted. He talked about the steak being so bad there, or he didn't want the steak being so bad that he had to use a knife to cut through the gravy.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, and this pilot, at least when we see Rodney Dangerfield, is just loaded with his one-liners. I mean, he went through his back Rolodex of like the last, 20, 30 years, pulling out like every joke he did. Because you got to remember at this time, Rodney was more of a movie star because the nightclub circuit of the 60s and 70s was dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I should add, in our dear young Rodney's locker, he has a big cutout head of Rodney Dangerfield in there.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry,
precursor to the fathead of Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, this is getting like borderline obsessive. Yeah, I don't have anything that I like. I didn't have to that extent in my locker or around my bedroom. Maybe I'll have to, maybe start investing in Malcolm posters or Super Train stuff or, for the museum, wink, wink.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get that Superman Thanksgiving Day balloon somehow.
That damn balloon.
Yep.
That balloon will never die. What can we say? But you know what we haven't talked about? Rodney's three friends. Because if you're a kid in 1990, you gotta have friends that think you're crazy.
You gotta have friends.
All right, so we have Breckenmeyer.
Wait, Chico. Did you say Breckenmeyer of future entry, Married to the Kellys?
Yep, and also future installments, Inside Schwartz.
Oh, yeah. And also, in future installment, as we mentioned a couple of episodes ago, The Home Court.
He's just
and
the
also,
king
and also future installment that we mentioned a couple episodes ago, Titan Maximum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and we totally forgot about another entry. No, yeah, let's just rack them up while we're here. He was a kid on Child's Play back in 1982.
Yes!
He was a kid in Child's Play back in 1982. And he was almost on another future installment, Coupling.
Oh,
But he was on the pilot.
He was also on future installment, The Jackie Thomas Show.
Oh God, we could do this all day. But we gotta get to the other. We gotta get to the other two. We gotta get to the other two friends. The second one is Sean DeVerich.
But I like doing the installments. We only had 7 there.
Only 7.
Only 7. Okay, let's see if Sean DeVerich was in any future installment.
He was future installment. Throb.
What?
Yes, you're right. He was in Throb.
What the hell is
Oh my gosh.
It's an excuse to talk about Paul Walker's what it is. Actually, he was the person that Paul Walker originally played, if I'm not mistaken. Either he originally played him or he was taken over by Paul Walker. One of those two.
And sadly, Where's Rodney is the last entry for Sean DeVerich on IMDb.
Oh. He went out on a high note.
Yeah, going out on a high note indeed. And then there's his third friend, Sonia, played by some lady named Soleil Moon Frye.
You mean the Soleil Moon Frye on future installment, the episode of Punky Brewster where they go to the NLCS?
Yep. Only this is 1990, so she's starting to grow up, as it were.
Yeah.
Now, we also have Rodney's family. There's his mom, Ann Barnes, played by Jane Daly.
Do you mean the Jane Daly who appeared on an episode of future installment Beverly Hills Buns?
Somebody said that somebody on the show was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Jared Rushton.
Yes.
Amy Zielinski herself, Amy O'Neill, plays his sister.
Yes! And by the way, guys, this is not going to be the last time we talk about Amy O'Neill on this podcast, because in a couple of weeks, she's going to be a guest star in one of our installments. Episode 3 of Second Chance!
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Preview of coming events, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, I cannot wait until we get to Second Chance. That's gonna be at least 90 minutes, damn it.
Yes, it will.
That'll be me all the way.
And finally, the dad, played by Jay Thomas.
Oh yes, Jay Thomas.
Yeah, he of the going on Letterman almost every Christmas and relaying his story about Clayton Moore. Well,
Yep.
among other things, but oh my gosh, if you've never seen that, find it. That's hilarious.
Jay Thomas is like, okay, what hasn't he done?
He did a lot, man. Jay Thomas did a lot.
And he's trying to be the voice of reason in all of this, and it is a very polar opposite of both Rodney Barnes and Rodney Dangerfield.
You said, what has Jay Thomas done?
What hasn't he done?
Well, I can tell you one thing he has done. He did Future Installment Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just throw out every single installment these people are on.
Yeah, I think we pretty much have all of that covered.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we've covered what installments Rodney Dangerfield's gonna be on.
Oh
no!
I'm gonna stop you right there. We only have so much time.
You continue while I research.
Okay, so we have this completely level-headed family with this manic son who obsesses over Rodney Dangerfield, and he's like the polar opposite of his entire family.
Yeah, his family is reasonably normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they seemed like a perfectly normal American family. It's just that it so happens their kid loves Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, it makes him a bit of a black sheep in the family.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So we're heading to the commercial break, right?
Well, I've been watching this episode for a while now, and I've seen a whole lot of classic 90s commercials. We have, the AT&T Put It in Writing commercials. Dick Tracy at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that contest they did back in the day.
Yeah, that Dick Tracy contest is no McMillions.
No. We get scammed out of not winning $1 million.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
Yep.
By the way, McMillions, really good watch. I suggest it.
Oh, yes, that and the podcast. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's also a promo for a new summer hit that NBC has in the summer of 1990 called Seinfeld? I don't think this show's gonna last, guys.
I don't know. It's a show about nothing, man. I mean, how many episodes do you get out from a show about nothing?
Yeah, but I mean, it is co-created by this guy on the show Fridays. Larry David, I think his name is.
Wait, you mean Future Installment Friday? We gotta talk about some more commercials.
Yes!
Okay.
Okay, because there's one commercial for Planters Peanuts, and doesn't have Baby Peanut. It has Mr. Peanut, and it has a couple doing, and oh, if this isn't timely in 1990, nothing is, the lambada.
Oh, yeah.
A no-touch lambada using shadows.
Mike, do you think Mr. Peanut told stories about him doing the lambada to Conan when he was on his show a while back?
Inside jokes are the best jokes. Oh, and that's only in the first commercial break. We haven't even gotten to the second commercial break, as Rodney the Younger is stressing over the 14th birthday party.
Oh, hold up. Yeah, we got a little promo slide that has the station ID for where it's airing on, Mike. It's from your area.
It is my area, WKYC.
What would WKYC's news have been at the time, Mike?
Good.
Good?
Better. I'm not a fan of WKYC's news nowadays.
Oh.
They're a Tegna station, and
This is Tegna.
Yeah, they're a Tegna station. They've got the USA Today colors, and now their newscasts have different names. What's going on? What's new? Just give me the news. I don't care what's going on. What's new? And yeah, they do that. Every single newscast.
I read FTV Live. I know what's up, all right?
Yeah. More ways that TV's being ruined. Oh, hey. It's Lobster Fest.
Lobster Fest, yeah. You can get $1.99 kids meal at Red Lobster right now.
Well, 30 years ago.
30. Well, you can't go to Red Lobster nowadays, obviously.
Oh, now hold on. You've talked about the Seinfeld ad. How did you miss the ad for Unsolved Mysteries that Wednesday?
Oh, but unfortunately, Mike, it's not the Unsolved Mysteries with the Magic Rock, which we'll cover in future installment. The WTF stories of Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh shit, that's like
Yikes.
20 episodes. That's like 20 installments we've covered.
It's like we spent more time on this episode talking about future episodes than we did on the actual show. Well, it's a 21-minute pilot. What do you want it?
And then the PSA for drug use or don't
I
use
remember
drugs.
this PSA.
Yeah, this one's...
It's classic. Yes, drugs are for suckers.
Drugs are for suckers, man.
Oh, don't you ever do drugs, man.
No. Otherwise,
Oh.
Partnership for a Drug-Free America is going to be on your ass.
All right, now the kids are getting ready to go to their Rodney's birthday party. He's hoping beyond hope, that Cindy, our cheerleader, played by Dave Choden, future installment, Uncle Buck, nailed it!
Wait, which Uncle Buck? The 1990 version or the Mike Epps version?
Yes!
Yes.
So I'm going to guess by the yes you're reading the Kevin Meaney version.
Both, yeah, no, both of them. Well, she was in the Kevin Meaney version, but we're going to be covering both of them.
Yeah. Good.
Everybody's getting ready to go to Rodney's party. Rodney's pretty much Rodneying it up here. And his mom is giving Rodney a gift. Remember, this is a 14-year-old child. He got a cowboy hat and a little cap gun.
What?
Yeah, but to make it even worse, his family wants him to put it on, and as he has it on, guess who walks in the door?
Oh, hi, Cindy.
Yeah, his crush. And that was the
no.
moment his ego got crushed.
Oh.
Yeah, that I don't want to be seen by my crush in a with a cowboy hat and a cap gun on like I'm 5 years old. No.
So, what does Sonia have to follow that one up?
She gives him a baseball glove. I wonder if she got that at Wrigley Field at the NLCS.
Oh, jeez.
Nailed it! Anyway, he's trying to get at Cindy. Meanwhile, everybody is in his way for some reason.
Particularly his grandparents.
Yeah, I know how it feels. Your grandparents are at your birthday party and your crush is at your birthday party too. It's like a potentially embarrassing situation for our friend Rodney right here.
Yeah, so you know what he does? he goes back to his bedroom and he summons Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, where's Rodney now?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh, yeah.
Would
One of the people he runs into, Lisa's new boyfriend, Spit, who, because it's 1990, is a punk rocker. Is a pre-grunge punk rocker.
Yeah, he's a pre-grunge punk rocker, but also he's a college student. I think he's introduced or he's mentioned to be like a med student. So he's a pre-grunge punk rock med student. There's a combination for you.
Wow.
So young Rodney goes to his bedroom and summons Rodney for assistance on what to do.
Because Cindy is about to seal the deal here.
Yeah, but now where's Rodney at this point? Rodney Dangerfield, that is?
Where is Rodney?
He's fencing!
What? He's fencing?
He's fencing!
Rodney Dangerfield is fencing?
Yeah!
Fencing.
He's fencing. I would have never guessed that.
Who would have thought that one of the greatest comedians of our time was a big fan of fencing?
I would have never guessed. So Rodney got summoned, and he was still in his fencing garb, his fencing attire, and he tells young Rodney, why don't you go on a double date with your grandparents? Yeah,
Which isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, it isn't a bad idea. It sort of lessens the pressure on young Rodney. And going with his grandparents on the double date, they've got a little experience because they've been around the block once or twice. So Rodney, the younger, actually goes with that idea. Hey, do you want to go on a double date with my grandparents? Oh, Rodney, that's a brilliant idea. That's his grandmother, not the crush. and so it works out in the end.
Oh, good.
Before we find out what happened on our double date, we have more commercials. Remember the time when the Looney Tunes were infiltrating Holiday Inn?
No.
Yeah,
You know?
Not really. No, not really.
I totally remember that. That was so classic.
I'll tell you this.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't the best thing that involved the Looney Tunes in 1990. Because the best thing that involved the Looney Tunes in 1990 was future installment, Happy Birthday Bugs, 50 Looney Years.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, we also have a commercial for Nut and Honey Crunch.
Oh, those are popular back in the day. What you eating there?
Nut and honey.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see you eating something there. What are you eating? Nut and honey.
It was done better in Men on Film.
It really was.
There's one more ad we got to cover.
Oh, we're talking about Kodak and Kmart?
Yeah, we got to cover that. There's also an ad for Kodak 35 millimeter cameras, $29.96 for what brand is that? It's a Kodak camera at Kmart.
Yeah, you just said it was a Kodak camera at Kmart.
Well, there's Kodak film. I didn't know if it's a Kodak camera.
Two things that'll never go away, guys. Kodak film and Kmart.
Yeah, one of them's on the brink.
Okay, so we're back. That's the joke. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Duly noted.
Okay, so we're back in the hallway. We're getting the deets on the dates about, I feel like Andy Cohen. We're getting the deets on the dates. Yeah, that'll be funny in about 25 years. We're getting the deets on the dates. And it looks like Cindy and Rodney are about to be middle school official when in comes Cindy with somebody else.
Oh, that seems like my middle school and high school years, like every week. Oh, I got a crush on this girl, and then she walks by with the star football player.
Not even the star football player. It's some guy with a leather jacket and slick back hair. But
that works for me too. It's always some guy.
And we had one more shot with Rodney. And he's like, "Hey, Don't feel too bad. I'm happy when girls walk out on me. They're usually running. Oh, I tell you. I got no respect. No respect at all. And as...
Oh, hold up. I got a joke here. Yeah, because just ask Rodney, because in 11 years he's going to be in a shower with 2 girls in the middle of some insane dream sequence by one of Vince McMahon's cameramen.
Oh, no. No. Greg, go to your room. But wait, we already covered that in the XFL episode.
Yeah, we did. That's the joke.
Oh, geez, another one where I get that's the joke.
Yeah.
Well, hold up. We got to talk about the credits. Because they have a voiceover, and then there's a promo for, like, the upcoming movie of the week with Gary Cole.
So the voiceover over the hip instrumental of the theme music, which is still a bop, it's plugging the Hogan family and some movie starring Gary Cole and somebody else. I don't know.
Joanna Kearns from Growing Pains.
Because it's Monday night in 1990, and the made-fors are poppin'.
Yes. Those she left behind. Monday. No, wait. It's later tonight on NBC. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my god, a heart-wrenching drama with Gary Cole and Joanna Kearns. Right after you've seen this pilot of Rodney Dangerfield. Amazing.
Indeed. Oh, and you know who was behind this whole thing? Aaron Spelling. Which you probably wouldn't know because it seems like everyone and their mother was keeping their name off of this pilot. Don't understand why, but there you go.
You know, this could have had potential, but it was just taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole, summoning Rodney thing. And the thing is, unfortunately, the only other idea I had was already taken, and we talked about it in earlier about the advertisements. I wonder if this might have been better if you went down the Seinfeld route. But then you'd be copying Seinfeld, and, oh, well, you're just a big phony.
Okay, then.
Well, plus also, you only get to see Rodney Dangerfield 3 times in the episode. You had him summoned for like a minute from the steak restaurant. You had him summoned for like a minute from the fencing thing. And you have him at the end just like mysteriously come out of the back hallway at the school and just say, oh, it's okay, kid, it's happened to me. So it's like, okay, the main character in your show appears for no more than 3 minutes. I
think you could argue that the main character was Rodney Barnes.
Well, but the focus, the title, it says, where's Rodney? That's not saying where's Rodney Barnes. Where's Rodney Dangerfield? So I would say the title character is Rodney Dangerfield.
Well, if you're listening out there, why don't you help us settle this? I guess we'll put a poll up on our Twitter account. Who was Where's Rodney about? Rodney Dangerfield?
Who's the title character of Where's Rodney?
Who's the title character of Where's Rodney? Rodney Barnes or Rodney Dangerfield?
And yes, I will put up that poll. It'll be up until next week, and we'll do the results next week.
Oh my god, yeah. We'll be anxiously awaiting the results of that.
Engagement! Yes!
Yeah, engaging our listeners. Because, we don't do much outside of the occasional bonus little tweet or random image on Instagram. So now you get to chime in. www.twitter.com/itwasathingontv. But hey, we'll mention that later at the end of the show. Oh, wait, we're there. Hey, Chico.
Where's Rodney? Had Rodney Barnes, had Rodney Dangerfield. It had a lower middle class family with a teenager growing up with his friends and his obsessive compulsiveness with Rodney Dangerfield. It had a whole lot of what would come to be known as the 90s television. But in 1990, sadly, it was a thing on TV.
It was a thing on TV that preempted probably a reasonably good episode of Alf, because Alf would have been airing its last season in summer in 1990 on Monday nights.
Well, by then it probably would have already ended because, again, it aired in June 11th and the season would have ended in May.
Well, reruns.
Okay, there you go. Anywho, for more information about this episode and our past episodes, you can hop over to our website. It was a thingontv.com. You'll find out more about the show, more about us, all of our social feeds where we will post the poll question. Where's Rodney about? That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we're going to get all 5 votes.
Yes. And also remember, every Wednesday, 3 of our episodes in our back catalog go up on the Place to Be Nation pop feed. Oh, and I got something to mention for you guys, considering that this would be in the 5th, because next week, the week we're recording this, will be 48 through 50 this coming Wednesday, the week we're recording this. So next week will be 51 through 53. So I figure I might as well get this out of the way right now, since this would be the end of the 3rd episode in like 2 weeks. Right now on the Place to Be Nation wrestling feed, me and one of my friends, Robert Silva, we did a top 10 of the top 100 matches of their greatest WWE matches on television poll, and we did a special 2-part podcast about it, and the first part of it went up recently. So if you want to listen to that, go ahead. And guys, I gotta mention to you guys, since I want to bring it up right now, we discussed Bruce Hart on the podcast, but sadly we did not bring up the West Edmonton Mauler. That's for you, Robert O'Connor.
And that's going to be on a bonus outtakes episode eventually. But that's enough for now. We got an episode coming up on Wednesday. Oh, this next one. If you thought Where's Rodney was bad or miscategorized or misdone, wait till Thursday. We got an episode which is, this is a bad one. But we'll just keep it at that. Stick around and suffer with us through that episode. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for listening, and again, we'll be back with episode 54 this Thursday of It Was a Thing on TV.
Wow! No respect, I tell you.
Oh, I get no respect. Where's
Rodney?